skip it. See it or skip it. See it or skip it.
Welcome to a new See It or Skip It, where we're going to be talking about the new Superman movie, plus what we had missed during the July 4th break. I hope everybody had a great 4th of July. And we've got a Netflix movie that may be the worst movie of all time, from what I'm hearing. We have a lot to discuss this week, plus some interviews with the wild ones. I'm your host, Patrick Beatty. Let's get going and just introduce everybody here. I've got Kent Dunn, I've got Rebecca Frost, and Tracy Mangum. Let's jump in to dinosaurs.
Rawr.
Okay, so Jurassic World Rebirth. I saw it a couple weeks ago. I liked it a lot, to be honest.
You and I saw it at like the Screen Unseen,
yes,
when it was the secret movie.
Yeah.
So that's actually quite a while. But you were with a fan audience. Tracy, when did you see it?
Critic screening, so about 3 or 4 days before it premiered.
Kick us off. What do you think of this?
I really enjoyed it. I think it's probably the best Jurassic Park film since the original. I mean, is it perfect? No. The thing I love about Gareth Edwards is he's really great about presenting scale as a director. Like, he can make things look really big and really small and really intense. The action was good. Plot, meh, but it had enough dinosaurs for me. I enjoyed it.
Rebecca, do you think this movie needs a plot? Do you think dinosaur movies actually need story? Or are you just looking to be scared and put through chase sequences?
It would be nice if it had a plot. The thing is, we struck gold with Steven Spielberg's first Jurassic Park, and then everyone after that has been kind of bad. And Gareth Edwards, he came in late on this one.
Very late.
Felt like a studio project almost.
Yeah.
Really.
I didn't even know the movie was being made. Like, when Dominion came out, it seemed like that was the end.
He had a year and a half to put this together.
Yeah.
Typically, you'd have 2.5 years. So it was go, 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 go.
And the thing about the plot for this one is people have lost interest in dinosaurs.
Again.
Since
How?
when?
Why?
How? Have we lost interest in zoos?
If I see a raccoon on the street, I'm like, oh.
We went
I'm
because
fascinated by squirrels on power lines.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
you and my dogs both. And like, we went to it because we were like, oh, dinosaur movie.
Yeah.
I will go to dinosaur movie. And
Correct.
people still turn up for dinosaur movie. It's made like, what, $1 billion now?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not ever going to believe that people have lost interest in dinosaurs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Are
a
there
dinosaur
flaws?
dying in New York, and they're just like, eh.
Yeah.
Insane.
Are there flaws with this? Absolutely. It feels like there's two stories going at the same time.
Right.
And I think it's because they're putting way too much into their B plot that just makes it feel like it's competing against it.
Yeah.
The thing is, it felt more like a Michael Crichton story, which was great, but overall, as a Jurassic Park movie, it felt really hollow. Like, oh, do you guys remember when we did this in the first movie? Wasn't that fun? Wasn't that fun?
A lot of member berries. But
Yeah.
I don't know, it worked for me a little bit. As much of a sucker as I am for something, like, when I can tell it's like McDonald's food, I do have a little bit of hesitation, but the way that they presented them with the scale and the suspense, it actually worked for me.
This was like a Five Guys. Like, it's an upgraded hamburger.
The burger
It's not
was
just
punched before it was put into
exactly. There was a
tinfoil.
little bit of care taken. I mean, it's still a hamburger.
Yeah.
And it's still fast food, but it's good fast food.
You know, I saw this with my daughter. She's 12. She's only seen the first one. And so I kept it with the masterpiece. And she saw this, and she was terrified during some of the scenes. And I went, hey, that's what it's like. That's kind of nice. Except then you throw in this random family that you kind of want to die.
I wanted that boyfriend to die.
Right? You throw in these characters that you're like, I want you to have more character. I just want this to be thrilling, and so it's half good because it's half thrilling.
I will say, I think the action is better in the Chris Pratt movies. Like, I felt more edge of my seat in those movies than I did in this one. With the T-Rex, that works with Jason Voorhees magic, where it can just kind of
Disappear Batman style.
Yeah.
I like that it sleeps on its back. It's very adorable.
Listen, that's when you know it's comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go to those scritches?
If not friend, why friend shade?
Yeah.
All right, you two, let's see. Jurassic World Rebirth. See it or skip it, Tracy?
See it.
It's big enough, see it.
Dinosaurs, like, I'm not gonna say no.
That's a see it from all of us. So if you haven't, make sure that you check that out. But we know that there's only one thing that all of us want to talk about right now. Superman.
All of
Superman.
us.
All of us. I want to talk about it,
Well,
too.
that's the thing. At the end of the day, I love this movie because it's bringing out so much conversations.
Yes.
But much like Zack Snyder's, they were doing a lot of like bold moves with the character, and maybe it's his origin story. But did this land the same way as Man of Steel, Tracy?
Oh, it's so much better than Man of Steel. And I don't hate Man Man of Steel. I hated Batman v Superman. I have major issues with Man of Steel because I feel like Zack Snyder does not understand Superman as a character.
Preach it.
He wanted to deconstruct. He wants to break him down. He is a lonesome god. He is unsure. He's insecure. And that's not who Superman is. He's not this moody, insecure
God.
individual.
Yeah.
What are we reviewing here, though? James Gunn or Zack Snyder?
So it was a good
right?
lead-up.
Okay, we're getting to it.
There was a script there.
This Superman is a return to the original Christopher Reeve Superman. It is bringing us some of the action and some of like the grandness of what Henry Cavill Superman was, but they're two distinct different versions, and maybe even an overcorrection. Kent, what do you think?
I think Porque no los dos. Why not have both, right? I like a deconstruction. I like seeing a tough Superman. I like seeing a weak Superman that feels a little more relevant. And I think that this one leans into that. It's the affable guy. It's the charm is back, right? It's the vibes of Donner. And it leans into it a lot, almost to the point where it's like, we're going to pander to everything you've ever loved before. Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go pander. I'd go love letter. And to me,
Well,
there's
love letter
there's
because
like,
it's a guarantee.
But it's like
right?
you get the comics, you get Donner, you
Sure.
get it's like all these things from all of these different sources.
Yeah.
Whereas the one before Man of Steel.
Superman Returns.
Superman
yes.
Returns, thank you. That felt like a Donner clone to me.
Sure, I agree.
This felt fresh and new and exciting to me.
Yeah.
Rebecca, what do you think?
This Superman felt so punk rock. One of the big standouts for me was the score and the soundtrack for this movie. Really, just it brought this character, it presented this character in such a different, new, kind of refreshing way, but also the character that I love, because Superman's my favorite DC guy, and because I like Boy Scouts, and this was a Boy Scout. This is a man who was raised on a farm. I've always loved the Kents because they are good and wholesome, and they have raised Clark to be such a good, wholesome boy, and that's who this guy is. He doesn't swear, he's saving squirrels.
I love the squirrel. The squirrel is
He's
great.
doing the best he can, and it just felt very hopeful and optimistic and whimsical.
Well, and it feels like in our world now, it is so trendy to be cynical and mean and who can write the most scathing comment on the internet. And to have a guy who is trying his best, who wants to do good for everybody, that does feel like a new, as Clark says, kindness is kind of the new punk rock.
My issue with that is James Gunn. I mean, that is one of the most cynical guys out there. And if he let this film breathe for a little bit, if there was true emotion, he goes, hey, we're going to let it sit. But instead, here comes a joke. We're going to help the pace go. And it's like, we're not that dumb.
This was a really good introduction to the DCU that James Gunn is doing.
Yes, I agree.
And I think if there is going to be a sequel to this Superman, that movie is going to be miles better than
I
this
totally
one.
agree.
Because this one laid the foundation, laid the groundwork to these characters, which I don't feel like we got to spend a whole lot of time with any of them.
You got a little bit.
Well, there's a lot of characters
seasoning.
that we're introducing. And first we got to talk about James Gunn is an expert at casting characters.
Oh my gosh,
David
yes.
Cornsweet as Superman is absolutely perfect.
He's great.
Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor, absolutely perfect. Better than Jesse Eisenberg.
Yes.
And Rachel Brosnahan,
I
I
love
don't
Jesse.
see how you can perfect characters more than what they have here. But the James Gunnisms of this movie particularly do undercut a lot of the moments that he wanted to bring earnestness to.
Yeah.
I was hoping that like maybe he would avoid some of it, but there's certain points where I just wish there was more. And there is a spoiler review coming after this. Make sure that you guys tune in later this weekend for that. But
wouldn't you like to see David Cornsweet and Rachel Brosnahan in another Superman movie?
Absolutely. I want them in multiple things, not just Superman films. But James Gunn helming it, I think he set such a good base of this is the universe we're in.
Yes.
Just acknowledge that we're already in it.
Right.
You know?
Well, and that's it's extremely comic booky, right?
Yes.
Like that it
Yes.
felt, because when you pick up a comic book, some of the best advice I ever received was you are never going to understand what's going on,
Yeah. Just
roll
and you're
with it.
never going to know who's who. Just go with it. And that's exactly how the movie feels. It feels like it just picks up in the middle of a comic book and you better figure it out or...
And I got to give Gunn credit. This movie could have and should have really been a train wreck. You're introducing that many characters, a brand new universe. You're rebooting Superman,
A flying dog.
a flying dog,
A Green Lantern.
aliens, Green Lantern, fifth interdimensional imps, which is maybe leading into Batmite. You've got all sorts of little Easter eggs. Like this movie should not work. It is packed, and I teared up twice. And I was smiling ear to ear at the end. I loved it.
I don't think it's a train wreck. I think it's fine, but it's a fender bender. I think there's too much going on in the 2-hour runtime. He had to cut like 30 minutes from his original cut.
He shouldn't have.
This is one of the rare ones that I say there was
The editing is a mess. You know, there's scene to scene to scene to story element to thing that happened. It's an and then sort of story.
And I think you're right too. He should have allowed for more room to breathe because it did feel like, whoa, it is moving so fast.
Stopping.
Especially with the character Clark Kent when it comes to him being a journalist. I wish we had a lot more about what he's doing when he's not Superman. We need to know like what both sides of this coin is like, but it was mainly Superman.
There's rumors that we may be getting a Daily Planet HBO series, which I would be all for.
You see, I would love to see those for a Mr. Terrific series.
I absolutely want Mr. Terrific.
Cool, you guys.
He is the Batman of this story.
I think this is a Mr. Terrific movie, to be honest.
He was so cool.
Very subtly, Mr. Terrific.
You don't think it was just a Crypto movie?
Crypto is so cute in this, and he is my dog.
Is he the new Grogu?
Well, no, but
I don't know.
Here's the thing. That's
because Grogu was like the main plot of that story.
But I just mean in terms of like capturing America's.
No, he's
capturing
great
America's
merch.
hearts.
He has
He has great merch. Well, and the thing is, dogs are so relatable. Like, even if you don't have a dog, you know a dog. And this, I've heard so many people be like, that's my dog. Like, that's him in the driver's seat, not letting me drive the car. Like, everyone can relate to a dog like this.
Now, James Gunn does something very specific with this, where he's changing the canon of this character. We've seen that happen before with other characters. Do you think that he actually accomplished what he set out to do here?
I thought it was an interesting choice.
No.
I don't think so either.
I think
I'm very nervous about that.
He did it for
choice.
a quick joke or a social media mention, but it didn't actually delve into what it meant to Clark or Kal-El.
I don't know if it was a joke. I just don't think he thought through what the ramifications are.
And I think there's meat there. I think there's meat behind it.
I was going to say, I think this is something that's going to play out over multiple films and in multiple different aspects. We've got all sorts of different stories that are going to be happening, and I think we're not done with that plot point.
I hope not.
So I think it's not what we think it is.
Okay.
Now, Ken, do you still want to be in this universe? Did this make you go,
I do not think this will continue. I don't think it will make the money to continue because I think Warner Brothers will be sold.
Do you see the look on all three of our faces?
No, listen, Warner Brothers is the worst company ever.
Listen, I agree.
Are they trying to sell off everything in a fire sale?
I have never known Warner Brothers to make a good decision.
They didn't screen it for us. That kind of shows one bit.
But
every now and then, how much money did Minecraft make? Everybody?
Right.
So true.
Barbie made $1 billion when it came out. They have hits every year, but I do think this one, with the popularity of just wanting kindness to be back in fashion again.
I think we are tired of snarky, cynical superheroes.
Absolutely.
And the return of an earnest, wholesome hero like Superman. Superman, it's like dinosaurs. Who's going to get sick of Superman? No one gets sick of Superman.
It was nice to see a superhero film that has color instead of everything being so desaturated.
And like Thunderbolts,
it was filmed through skim milk, guys. It's not a pretty movie. This was a ring doorbell lens with skim milk filter.
It was fun.
It was hard to look at.
It was fun.
You're right. It was fun.
You're gonna like it.
I like it now.
But also, like, remember Thunderbolts? How they were saving civilians? When was the last time we saw a superhero saving civilians? Superman, here he is,
Millions
saving
of people
civilians.
died.
But he tried his best. He tried so hard. They evacuated the city.
And that's where I feel like this is an overcorrection, where we don't really need to know a lot of that stuff. We're like, we did evacuate the city.
We don't need to know the casualties.
It's a throwaway line. I was okay with that.
But stuff where it's like,
I think it's because
does that feel like a dig on what they were doing before?
Yes, because they got such flashback from Snyder.
I'm not entirely sure that that's going to bring in new audiences. This really is for Superman fans of the old, not really what they were doing previously.
And you have to know a lot about.
I think it's going to introduce Superman to a whole new generation of kids.
Yes, and I would much rather this generation of kids be influenced by this Superman than Henry Cavill.
If you're a Snyder fan, you're going to hate this movie. Otherwise, I think you're going to enjoy it.
Because it's making fun of you.
Snyder fan, it's fine.
Yeah?
Like, it's a fine movie.
Well,
that's it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is Man of Steel your top then? Is that your top Superman movie?
Yeah. Because it establishes the character. In a way. No, you guys say that? I think it's far more hope and optimism than this movie alone, because this movie has no story.
Wow. Okay, see this.
I mean, it was fun. It was fun.
Listen, everyone's
He's
allowed.
in between us. We can both take him from each side.
Everyone's allowed to have their opinions.
It's kind of what the game is.
And that's okay.
That is the game, and you need to
I'm
have it.
okay with it.
Well, any final thoughts about Superman before we give our Cedar Skip It's?
I'm very excited for what the universe has to bring.
Yeah.
I want more. I want to see this multiple times in the theater, and I want more of this universe.
I want to see more from Lois and Clark, just without James Gunn.
I'm in the universe too. I'm ready to go. I'm looking up, and let's see where Peacemaker and Clayface and the Lanterns, all of that stuff takes us, because we've got a pretty interesting Costco sample of stuff that's going to get us through to the next thing.
Yeah.
So that being said, it's a see it.
See it, and personally, if you're a comic book reader, like if you've read All-Star Superman, if you've read Supergirl that's upcoming, I think we're eating good. See it.
Skip it.
See it over and over and over again.
You
See
say,
it
you say
enough
it with
times.
your chest in, man. Skip it.
Yeah, skip
See
it.
it
Listen,
enough times to negate Kent's.
We'll watch this on the CW or HBO Max.
And there
Did you
go.
like
Wait for it. It's a
Smallville?
good one.
Yeah, I did.
Insane.
See?
Insane that you liked Smallville and didn't like
I know
this.
Smallville did it better. Weird.
Sure. Like that I can agree with. But I can't believe.
Well, everybody, what did you think of Superman? Leave a comment down below. Do you agree with Kent, or do you agree with the
With
three
everyone else?
critics?
Are you wrong like
I
Kent?
see valid criticisms. I see a lot of valid
Guys,
criticisms.
it's
and I
just a
agree with
movie.
you on
We
a
can all
lot.
hug about this.
There are criticisms. It's
I
not
agree with you on
perfect,
most of what you were saying.
but it's fun.
Yeah.
You're avoiding the bullets?
Oh, man. That's a horrible transition. We're going to talk now about Sovereign. This is a very dark film.
Very serious.
This is about a man that is a sovereign citizen that's going around giving lectures and courses to people that are out of money, that they don't know if they're going to afford their monthly bills or even their mortgages, and basically tells them, well, you don't have to pay it. And kind of puts them all in horrible situations, but they aspire to him. And the son is now having to deal with whether he wants to be in school or whether he wants to follow in his dad's footsteps. You see the other side of that in Dennis Quaid and his son. It kind of feels like a place beyond the pines where there's multiple storylines coalescing into one incident. But Rebecca, I told you about this, and you responded back, I don't know how to review this and Superman at the same time. Now we're doing it.
Yeah, this movie was nuts. It was very, what I liked most about this movie was it withheld judgment. It told this story that would be very easy to judge and told it through just a clear lens. And as Nick Offerman is speaking, I was like, I can see where he's coming from, and I can see the appeal of this sovereign citizen movement. What sucks is to watch Jacob Tremblay as his son get trapped in this fanatical lifestyle and not really have a way out on his own, and just like how kids within this lifestyle get trapped within it. Yeah.
And not only that, but it has a lot of parallels to Superman in the sense of your fathers and your relationships to them are helping to craft you and define you, and your actions still are your own. But who do you look to for that guidance? I think Jacob Tremblay does a really great job. Nick Offerman is incredible in this movie.
This might be one of my favorite roles he's done.
It's his first lead.
Yeah, that's true.
That's crazy.
That's a good point. Wow, yeah.
The Last of Us, he was incredible, showing us his dramatic chops. This, he does it again. It's absolutely a see it, but I do have to preface, this is a hard watch.
It is a hard.
And if you have sensitivities to things.
It's a slow burn. Whereas Superman was nonstop, this is a very deliberately paced, but it's really good.
And you'll feel for everybody in this movie the whole time, even though Nick Offerman is kind of a bit of a lunatic. You feel for them and the situation that they're in.
Because they're just so clouded. Everybody's so clouded with fear, and I feel like the sovereign citizen is kind of just always terrified of what's going to be taken.
Very anti-government, anti-bank. And the crucial thing about this movie, too, is it takes place in 2010. So you're 2 years into the financial crisis. Their home is being foreclosed on. They have reason to lean into this sovereign citizen movement.
So it feels relevant.
It does.
Very relevant.
Yeah.
Especially on how fathers and sons treat each other and different generational patterns.
Yeah, and the sovereign movement has been around for a while, but it is growing. It is
and also,
more and more.
don't step on Snick. Very irrelevant.
Sure. So that's a see it from us three?
See it.
All right, make sure that you guys check that out. With that being said, let's cut to a quick interview where I talked to the cast of this little show on Apple TV Plus called The Wild Ones. This is where they're going out into the wilderness, finding these endangered animals and trying to discover what can be done to help them. They're talking about urban development in wildlife areas, and that made me talk a little bit about Mike Lee and what was going on with his plans with Utah National Parks. Let's take a look at that interview. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for letting me talk to you a little bit. I loved the show, and honestly, most times you were encountering the wildlife, I was just thinking y'all were a bit crazy because I would not go near a silverback gorilla, let alone try to chase after one. Tell me, when it comes to like you're in those moments and you're about to try to find something, is there like a pump up jam that you have? Is there like a routine that you go through just to like prepare yourself mentally for what I could assume is a lot of adrenaline? Although we can start with you.
I've spent my entire career, last 30 years, working in extreme remote hostile locations. But there's something quite special about being out on the ground with Declan and V, but knowing that you're on the same trail as, a silverback, or on the same trail as, a big male tiger. But the reason that we've been chosen for this job is because we are very good at what we do, and keeping a check and managing that is part of the job, really. But ultimately, I think the biggest thing that we all had to deal with more from the emotional point was failure, because these animals are so elusive, so endangered, and so rare that 90% of the work that we did produced no results. So I think for all of us, it was managing expectation on a realistic level.
I'm thinking about this because I was watching this throughout the entire show and thinking about my state in Utah. So in Utah right now, there's a major push from Senator Mike Lee to sell off about 2.2 million acres of federal land. And that's including like snowbird. And we have an endangered species, actually. We have the Utah prairie dog, as well as our Utah mountain lion that might not be endangered, but is kind of on the list. My question to anyone would be, what impact would development near critical wildlife habitats have on species like that?
A massive impact. Like you can't, you're almost changing their whole world. If you're going in there and digging up the ground, all these new noises, all these people coming through, traffic, it isn't going to be good for the animal, So yeah, it would definitely play a massive part, especially if you start digging up prairie dog holes. Yeah, it'd be sad. It'd be sad to see. So if that's the case, go out there and enjoy it while it's still there, and hopefully they don't do that.
We've seen it firsthand, actually, Patrick. Habitat loss is one of the biggest drivers of extinction for the animals, certainly, that we've been looking at, and ultimately that's what this series is about, is to highlight these issues like poaching, like habitat loss, and how much of an existential crisis that is for these animals.
It feels so timely, especially now with so many other factors going into the world and what is affecting it. You touched a little bit though about human animal habitat as development kind of encroaches on wild areas. Based on your guys' experience while filming, what are the most urgent threats that endangered species are facing with their habitats overlapping with expanding land use?
Habitat encroachment is one of the factors that affecting these wild animals and pushing them to extinction, and then especially in the forest sort of environment. We're talking about the Congo Basin, the Amazon, all that sort of thing. So that is very crucial in habitat encroachment. You are having humans creating villages, around areas like the Congo Basin and the Amazon. That's one of the very crucial and factors.
It's about finding balance, right? So people, we deserve to, move around and live and stuff, but so do animals. So it's about trying to find that balance of not taking too much and leaving enough so animals can thrive.
Final question I have for you guys. If there's anything that us in Utah or in Western states can take away from this show, whether it be our own action, maybe working with lawmakers or trying to push more work done politically, what would you think is the first thing that we could do?
Two things that we hope this series does. One is to inspire people to take action at every level. It's not too far gone. It's not that there's no hope, but we want to inspire people to take action, and anyone and everyone can and should. And the second thing, which is much harder, is policy change at the top. We need to protect what wild spaces we have left, we shouldn't be pushing in and developing more. That's my opinion.
Awesome. Well, thank you, all of you. I love the show, and thank you for letting me get a little serious with that. Just because with our state going through that right now, we're all a little bit on edge of we want to preserve our lands, and Utah is crazy. You could go north and have a completely different topography than if you went south to like Zion. So I'm really grateful that I got to talk to you.
Yeah,
It needs protecting. Thanks, Patrick.
Yeah.
Such an interesting show. Make sure you guys check that out. It's definitely a see it for me. But that being said, let's really quickly go past Brick here.
Yeah.
Brick is on Netflix. This is a movie. Sadly, both of you two had to watch this.
Sadly, German-made. It's a high-concept sci-fi horror thriller. It's not good. Right? Can we just...
People wake up and their apartment building is completely covered in a brick substance and don't know how to get out.
Yeah.
And the acting's bad, the writing's bad, the special effects are bad. It just keeps getting worse. I kept thinking, how is this getting worse? And it just kept getting worse.
Yeah.
Was it Brick or Brink? Did I say it wrong?
Brick.
Okay.
Which is
Brink is that cool movie from the Disney
I
Channel.
was like, if this is Brink, I'm totally putting that trailer.
But also, it's not Ryan Johnson's Brick.
Yes.
This is
Yeah.
Netflix's Brick,
This is-
and very
this
clearly
is-
so.
Yeah.
One of
So-
the worst movies of the year.
Wow. All right. Well, don't watch that one. But let's just say that Jaws is having its 50th anniversary, and there are documentaries galore coming out about it. But this one in particular is on National Geographic. It's Jaws, the 50th definitive inside story. I don't know if you can say definitive when there's been so many documentaries.
Hard to
but
say.
This does talk about a lot of things, and you've got Spielberg in there actually like going over some things that maybe he didn't talk about in previous documentaries. Jaws, right?
Yeah.
That's the summer blockbuster.
It's Jaws.
It's a perfect film.
It rules.
Yeah.
It rules.
PG, rated PG. One of the goriest movies I've ever
Little
seen.
Kittner boy.
I love the spiciness, Rebecca. Like, Ken brought out a little spiciness, and this is good.
I'm trying to be cool.
Once spoiler review happens, let loose. So make sure that you guys are checking that one out. Also, Heads of State was out last week with John Cena and Idris Elba, and wow, what a fun, silly movie.
This was Rebecca catnip through and through. I loved every second of it. Is it good? No.
Yeah.
I do.
Is it fun?
It is so much fun. It sucks that we don't make these movies for theaters anymore.
Yeah.
So this seems like a movie that would come out mid-'90s. It would have made $250 million.
Yeah.
Yes, and I would have watched it on DVD over and over and over again. John Cena, President of the United States. But he
Soon.
I
Idris
love
Elba, Prime Minister of the EU, right?
Yeah, but that's believable. But John Cena as an action star turned President of the United States.
Sure.
Just insane. But I really like what they've subverted John Cena, because typically in every movie you ever see him in, he is punch, punch, pew, pew. Like, he knows what he's doing. But in this, because he's an action star, he doesn't necessarily know what he's doing.
He says, I held guns, I know what I'm doing, and he says toy guns.
Yeah, Idris Elba calls him Jim Strong, not Strong. And that's how he is throughout the whole movie. And it's actually really refreshing to see John Cena kind of not know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Did both of you enjoy it?
Go ahead, Tracy.
I like the two of them in the Suicide Squad, and to see them again bounce off of each other. The chemistry between the two is just so much. It's great. It's fun. Is it a great story? No. Is it enjoyable? Absolutely. Throw it on Prime.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
It's way too drawn out, but of course it's fun the entire time. It's so dumb.
This is a perfect laundry movie. This is a perfect, while you're just hanging out with your kids, throw something on.
You're with your parents, they're like, oh, we love that movie.
Yep,
You know?
and it's
That's
going to
how they
bring
sound.
John Cena up more. Like, honestly, every time I've seen him in something, I'm like, man, you are very good at your roles.
We
like,
love that, John
very good
Cinema.
actor. Yep.
John Cinema. I can't see it.
Is that the new genre?
Well, and finally, there's just one more quick one to mention, and it's the only one I saw because I'm a freak and I really wanted to cover It's Always Sunny fast. It just premiered again, season 17.
Wow.
They have been one of the longest running shows on air, and the first one is the conclusion of an epic crossover that happened this year between them and Abbott Elementary. And those two, that's like basically taking McDonald's and going to a Michelin star restaurant. Like, the difference between the two, one's the most foul, like disgusting comedy sitcom. The other is this very wholesome.
Which one is which?
Abbott's the wholesome one. No, it's so good.
Abbott's the Michelin star.
But once you see the turn on what has been happening on the sunny side of this crossover, it blows your mind. They were able to mix a PG and an R together, and it works.
I can't wait to watch it.
It's a fantastic thing. I cannot believe that they successfully did it and no one's talking about it. Like, it's like the end game of. I'll just go.
This is the end game of sitcoms.
Yeah, I was about to go. I was going to go far on that
That's
one.
TGIS.
Real bad.
Do you remember TGI?
Oh, mandatory viewing.
Remember Must See Thursdays? The day.
Well, I think we had a really great show.
Yeah, it was fun.
I can't wait to jump
It
into
was super.
spoilers.
I can't wait to
Super.
fight Kent.
Yeah.
It's actually going to be Fight Club. Thank you guys, everybody, for watching. Make sure that you follow all these people on their social medias. It's going to be in the link below. Make sure that you check out more See It or Skip It's, the interviews, the reviews. Thank you so much for joining us. Look up. We'll see you at the next review.
Kent.